Chapter 9 Audit and Control. A whole quarter had elapsed since the initial meeting of Jake and Michelle. She was feeling that things had gone off to a good start. The data that had been spewed all across the organization, especially in Jake's office, was resulting in a slow momentum forward. She sensed that it was perhaps not enough, but there was no denial that it had begun. Now Jake had this huge urge to systemize the organization, henceforth to ensure that decision-making and execution would be visible and monitored. Michelle was in search of a team of accountants who could deal with this. She had spoken to a number of big firms about this. Somehow, the impression that she got was that they were still dealing with the accounting validation of transactions. She knew that Jake was looking for something more. This was so crucial that she needed to put a handle on it quickly. As things were falling in place, Jake wanted to step back a little and let the system take over. For this, it was essential that a robust audit and control be in place. Out of curiosity, she went to the network of accountants and did a series of discussions and interviews. She came back quite perplexed. The majority opinion dismissed the whole idea. Roughly translated, it said that in medium-scale organization, the degree of uselessness of a function is directly proportional to its ability to conform to a preordained plan. The higher the degree of process compliance that a department was able to demonstrate, the greater is its total lack of usefulness. That chaos in the functioning was characteristic in the small and medium operation. This was radical. So much for Jake wanting to build an organization around processes. But it did not sound convincing. She questioned the veracity of the statement. Over the next couple of days, she observed the company through this paradigm. She soon realized that in a medium-scale operation, the CEO had to be a hands-on person. He has to be available to resolve issues with customers, production, purchase, just about anything. In large organizations, decisions percolate down from a hierarchy of nebulous definition. No one person appears to be in transaction control. For example, if her laptop did not work, she would not ring up the head of IBM. In contrast, if a tool manufactured by Jake's specialty failed on a crucial customer program, Jake or the head marketing was sure to receive a direct call from the plant manager of that company. They just could not hide behind a system. This is how the terrain of medium-scale operation is laid out. That is why they succeed. Companies like Jake's Specialty provide swift and immediate solutions with a face and a name to reach out in case of an issue. Hence, as business unfolds, Jake's Specialty has to respond, not with a set of preordained options, but with solutions which satisfy the customer and therefore create value for the company. This as a process is highly unpredictable. The team which comes around to dealing with this is a small bunch of people around the CEO, bound together by trust. Michelle realized that this was one reason why Jake held on to his people for so many years. The business model that he was in demanded this. It was not as if there was no need for an audit function at all. The approach would have to be that of looking at business critical decisions rather than transactions. The focus of the audit would be efficiency. Compliance would be subordinate to that. Since the number of key people involved were a handful, it would suffice if the transactions are validated, even if after the event, by these key people. The focus also be on personal integrity of these individuals to ensure that none of them have any personal agenda in the transactions. Michelle understood that the audit requirement of her company had to be in context of the business reality and not an isolated vouching of transactions for compliance with predefined rules. Since the rules were ever-changing, flexibility needed to be protected.